In this tutorial video, I'm going to talk about hero loadouts. Now, like the first question is when you make a hero loadout, you need to ask yourself, what do I want it to do? What is it going to do? What class am I going to pick? Like, for example, are you going to be a soldier? Are you going to be a constructor? Are you going to be a ninja? Or are you going to be an outlander? And that's what you need to figure out. What is your loadout going to be? Is it going to be centered around the minigun? Is it going to be centered around the lefty and righty two pistols? Is it going to be centered around shockwave? Is it going to be an assault gunner? Are you going to make a constructor that is a complete and total tank and bullet sponge, or are you going to make them a base defense specialized loadout like base Kyle and then add on some other modifications so that your base defense is strong? And then moving on to ninja, are you going to make a crit hit ninja loadout? Are you going to concentrate on shield regen, energy regen? What sort of bonuses are you going to put in? You need to think about all of that before you create a loadout, and also make sure to check out the collection book to see what heroes you're actually going to need and recruit so you can make that dream loadout you want. Now I'm going to show you how to make an actual loadout. The one that I'm going to construct here is one that's actually on the channel, but pretend like you've never done a loadout before. I want to make an assault gunner, okay? An assault gunner that can regen health and stay in the fight a really long time. So I've begun with Survivalist Jonesy. Survivalist Plus, eliminations heal you for 117 base health over 3 seconds. Duration refreshes with additional eliminations. That's way stronger than the standard perk, which is still awesome. And the way hero loadouts work is that if you have a hero in the commander slot, their bonus is significantly greater than if they were down here in the support team. So keep that in mind. Now we're going to move on to the team perk. In this case, I want to make sure they're in the fight a long time, so I'm going to go with Blast from the Past. If you don't have Blast from the Past, you should know that you get it from the dinosaur heroes once you have enough of them. I think Prehistoric Izza gives you the perk. If you haven't gotten the dinosaurs already, definitely plan to get them in the future. Now, you'll notice that it shows 0 out of 2. You need 2 dinosaur heroes in order to trigger this perk to make it active to get that bonus. Certain different other team perks are like that. For example, you have Slow Your Roll, freeze melee attackers for 2 seconds. Missed monsters are slowed by 43%. It all depends on which team perk you pick, which is going to determine your playstyle. Like, for example, Happy Holidays reduces your ability cooldowns by 40%, stacked independently from other cooldown reduction perks. But for this loadout, I'm going to use Blast from the Past. And for my support team, I want to buff the range damage further, so I'm going to go with Saurian Might. And what Rex Jonesy does is every 1 second adds 3% of current health to damage of next range weapon hit. That's actually a really great bonus. And then I also want to have some armor in here. I'm going to throw in Prehistoric Izza, one of the dinosaur heroes I just mentioned. While shield is depleted, increases armor by 33. Note that if she was the commander to be a hardware tanker, it would go all the way up to 100. With Blast from the Past. Next, what I want to do is I want to start to add on some assault damage that's going to stack together. Anyway, once you have finally found Sledgehammer over here, now that I've finally got him in the slot here, you'll notice that it's Tactical Assault Sledgehammer. He has the perk Assault Crit Damage, which increases assault and SMG critical hit damage by 75%. SMG bonus does not stack with the Outlander perk Make It Count. My loadout has a crit damage bonus for assault weapons. Well, you might be wondering, how am I going to further buff this to make it more effective? We're going to go back in to the heroes here and look for another soldier. Now, if you have Crack Shot, you can stick him in there for Mad Tidings. If you want to, firing your ranged weapon grants 1 stack of Holiday Spirit up to 50 stacks. Each stack of Holiday Spirit increases ranged weapon damage by 1%, but decreases weapon stability by 0.2%. Buff removed on weapon swap or reload. But I'm not going to use Crack Shot because I want to make sure this still stays effective and I don't have to worry about controlling the recoil as much. You can use Bulletstorm Jonesy, which I'm about to show you. I mean, you can do all sorts of things with your hero loadouts. I'm just using a soldier loadout as an example. And now we've finally located Bulletstorm Jonesy. He has the startup perk. Every shot increases ranged weapon damage by 1% up to a maximum of 25 stacks. Switching weapons or reloading removes buff. Now you'll notice that this doesn't have any stability penalty. I wanted a stable machine gunner. That's why I'm putting Bulletstorm Jonesy in here. I wasn't saying Crackshot was bad. It's just like some players may not be able to handle recoil as well. So I thought I would use this as an example. I'm gonna scroll down until I find Rescue Trooper Ramirez. I know she's in here somewhere. She was actually the first soldier you gain access to in Save the World when you start a new game. And what makes her really good is that she buffs assault damage. So I'm gonna put her in there right now. And as you can see, she has the assault damage perk. Increases assault and SMG damage by 17%. SMG bonus does not stack with hip shot. These are all important factors along with the class perks in a hero class. For example, for the soldier here, we have suppressive fire, consecutive shots against the same target, deal an additional 3% damage up to 5 stacks, bonus lost on target switch. The soldier is specifically designed to concentrate fire on targets. So you can absolutely make a powerful soldier loadout that is specialized for dealing with mist monsters, as well as making one for outlanders as well. The constructor class and the ninja class are also powerful too, but they have different applications. So what you want to do in the game is going to be entirely dependent on what class you pick, what perks you use in your loadout, and what team perk you pick, along with all of the equipment that you are going to use with it. This is a very amazing RPG. It is a very detailed and in-depth RPG. And now lastly, we have our gadgets. 2 gadgets that you can by default always count on. Adrenaline Rush is going to regen your health, and when you max out this skill in the upgrades tree, you can also revive downed players or even downed NPCs like your defenders or one of those animal pets you have wandering around with you in the level. And then for your other gadget, I'd strongly suggest stationary hover turrets. These are great regardless of what class you're using them on because they lay down support fire when you may be in a pinch or a bad situation and you need to keep the husks occupied for at least 30 seconds to give yourself some breathing room.